Good morning and happy terrific Tuesday to Milwaukee, Wisconsin's Bryant Sanders here on B Voice Radio, WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM. We're back in the office with the team as usual on 20th and Cap.
Good morning, hi, this is Tamika Vukovic, co-executive director of Wisconsin Voices.
What's that
and
look
I
on
would
your face?
I just wanted to introduce the newest member of our team.
Who's this?
It is Latoya Orange.
Latoya Orange?
Peach.
Latoya,
Sorry, Peach.
Latoya Peaches.
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
I am
Latoya.
the director of organizing and partnership at Wisconsin Voices.
I didn't even know we had anybody starting today.
Right off.
You know, she be quitting and then at 5 o'clock and then she get hired back at 8 o'clock. So.
Yeah, she think about it like, do I want to get hired back today?
Yeah. Okay, we need
Here's
one
our guest.
So thank you all for participating and listening to us. We have a special guest today. They acting like we not. Just sit down. Yeah, just sit down. We got this covered. Just go ahead.
I'm just saying.
Listen, let me. So let's.
No, that's new. I put that one on for you.
Just put it on
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
We want to introduce our special guest. She is the host of Say Something Real, and now you are on a afternoon show, which I don't know what it's called.
Oh my God, I can't stand these chairs.
Well, she acting up in here, knowing that we
I
on
can't-
live
I can't
radio.
stand these chairs, man. They sit too low.
And
Okay, go ahead.
what is your show in the afternoon called?
Midweek flow.
Midweek flow. So she say something real and then she flows it through the midweek. So I guess let's put our hands together for Michelle Bryant. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is.
Oh, do that again.
That was me.
Oh, I was like, we got sound effects now.
Right. He said zombie effects.
Michelle, how you doing?
I'm good. I just have never sat this low before. So
I know this is. See,
I'll have to
maybe
get another
what
chair.
chair do you usually use?
Just a chair.
Do you use this chair?
Mm-hmm.
This is it's too low. There's a couple chairs here, but they got the pretty chairs, but the most reliable chair is this wooden chair.
I slide off these chairs. Too much going on in the back.
What?
We got a little dancer action going on over here.
What do you mean by that? I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, sisters don't do good in these chairs.
Dump trucks.
We slide off these chairs.
I feel the different because I do not slide on it. I'm just too short. I have no jumping.
That ain't why you ain't sliding. There's way too much going on in the back, and I ain't slim like Latoya, so I slide off these chairs. I hate these chairs.
I slide off them too. They too. I'm trying to scoot up. And
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough up in here. And bruh's just sit down. Look,
Yeah.
look. No problem over there.
Yeah,
You just
nah,
comfortable.
nah, I'm trying to keep it that way.
If y'all
For the
go
moment.
on the Facebook page, we have to, we clown people when they come in looking different.
Uh-oh.
But Mr. GQ here, he has his glasses on and a suit
I had to pull out
coat.
the cherry woods. I seen them on the back of the TV. I was like, I ain't wore these in a while.
Yeah,
Pull out
them stems is cold on
Thank you,
there.
appreciate it. Yeah, I
I
bought
like
these. Yeah, it
those.
was before.
Unexpected. And they two-tone.
Yeah, and before Amazon bought this company out, they used to have really exclusive clothing and stuff. And these are a pair of glasses I got. It's real cherry wood on the side too. So yeah, ain't no imitation
What was
stuff.
the company?
It was like a men's. I can't even think of it. It was a men's company that Amazon. So Amazon went through this sweep in like 2015, 16 by all the companies that were pretty much like those little GQ Esquire type of companies that sold like different type of boots and little classy shoes and cufflinks and all that. They went out and bought them all out. So this is one of the companies. They had all type of stuff. They it has they sales is crazy. One time they had a pair of Gucci boots that I don't even wear stuff like that, but I wanted to buy some, just throw them in the closet. They went from $4.95 to like $2.12, and it was gone like that. So it was one of them type of sites that had everything you wanted for, you know, more decent looking stuff that wasn't all, you know, that cheap looking stuff. I don't like the cheap. I gotta have some quality in it, you know. That stuff that be
Well,
looking like you pulled from
I asked Michelle to be my personal
stylish.
shopper stylist because I have no taste. I don't like to shop. I don't think I've went into a mall or a shopping unless I'm going to get some socks or some underwear or something. I hate the mall. I hate shopping. It is like I'd rather go be a cleaner at a hotel somewhere. I cannot stand. Now I will.
Just shop online, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I have to go through the stuff to look to see what I want. I have no patience for that.
Then you say you was doing that? When did you had get one of those? Then you buy one
Oh,
of those?
so I used to do
packages?
that. What's that? Stitch Fit,
Yeah.
where they just style
Put you a
you
box
and
together.
send you a box together, and that's what I do because that's about is all I can do. And then I'll look at
It's a
it
good concept.
and then send back what I don't like or doesn't fit. But they have been really good. I have to do that again. But they've
There's
been
some
really
personal
good.
shoppers in Wisconsin, though, in Milwaukee area. In fact, I used to run into a number of them when I would be out. A couple of brothers, African American brothers, who are personal shoppers. Most of their clientele, because I had kind of figured it out. Because I was always saying these brothers, they dress very well themselves. And they'd always be with these older white women, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then one of them came up and said something to me because I had something on. And he was like, "Where you get that from?" And then we started talking. He was like, "Yeah, I'm a personal shopper." And he was like, "Let me introduce you to my client." And I said, "I've seen you before." And I mean, I would see him everywhere, TJ Maxx, boutique shopping, everywhere. But there's a niche out here in the area for people that are actually personal shoppers. So you can have a personal shopper fan.
I know it. It's called Michelle Bryant.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, for one time while we go
Michelle,
on
why
this
was
trip.
you trying to send her to somebody else?
Yeah, right.
You
You ain't
said they do
slick.
got
You saw
professional
I
shoppers
got it
out
right
here.
back. And Michelle, she I remember Michelle is I mean, some of the things that we talk about and what we do. Michelle, you have helped so many people in the community. You have helped so many people. I just remember one time, and I will never forget this. Somebody commented on your watch, and I won't say who it is. It's like, oh, I really like that watch. Michelle took it off and gave it to her.
Mm.
And it was a really nice watch. It's just because she's like, you need some accessories.
Mm.
She's just been really nice to the
Yeah, I
community.
get mad every time I see her with that watch. Too.
You looking at it like think about the outfit you wore with the
Oh my
watch.
god! Because it
I
was
just bought something I could
it
use
was a
with that
nice
watch.
piece. I was like, man, that watch look. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, but what it is just like you're a giving person. But the reason we here at Wisconsin Voices, I asked you to come on, and we had another guest that was supposed to be here, but I guess he had a conflict or whatever. But I heard your the show you had yesterday.
Okay.
It was yesterday morning,
What was you talking about?
and you were talking about the political race, with
Okay.
Biden and Kamala, and we don't do that sort of thing somewhat here. But you brought up a good point, and I've been thinking about this, so I really wanted you to come in, and we want to have a conversation about this. And the topic was and I'll tell you how I got to it. I was watching all these TikToks and stuff
Mhm.
about just going through, and I kept seeing so many black men and black women like trying to pull down Kamala Harris. Now, this is not a political thing. It was literally a race thing for me. It's like, why? I mean, and then I started looking at this is historical. And this happens quite a bit. And I wanted to like kind of talk about it. Now our second guest will be here in about 5 minutes. And you guys will all recognize the voice, but we'll wait until he get here. But I guess to start the conversation off,
Time for me to go.
just to and this
I know who it is.
no, but I will never do that. I would just always, but Listeners, it will be
flipping counters over up
it will
here.
be Michelle Bryant, and our other special guest is Mr. Meach. He calls here on the radio quite a bit. And I would like, and this is not a political thing. This is like a perspective. And I've been reading over the last couple of days different perspectives over everything. Some people, would there was a there was somebody on Reddit, and they wrote this comment, why do black men sometimes so critical towards black women? And then that conversation on Reddit went into, but it's not about black men and black women. It's about oppression and just pure trauma. And who do you take it out on? The people that you love, the people that are closest to you. You don't go up to a stranger when you are upset and just start screaming. Well, some people do, but you don't start screaming. It's the people who you are closest to. And I wanted to have that conversation. And I know it's a bigger conversation than just, 45 minutes or an hour, but we were talking about trauma. We were talking about and I was going around asking people. Some people were talking about single mother drama or single mama trauma, how single moms raise their sons. And then some men I had heard talk about that it's the younger generation. It's not the Gen Xers or above. It's the millennials and the Gen Zers who don't have respect. It was just a whole gamut of different opinions and stuff. So I figured, let's have that conversation here. And I hate to start it out, but let's start with Brian because he's the male in the group.
Come on, Cherry Wood.
Ooh. I do agree that the
Oh wait, and I want to tell you that before we start,
sound like a
the
black and mild.
opinions and
Cherry Wood.
views, the
Yeah, Cherry
opinion and
Wood.
views, the opinion and views of our panelists are not necessarily the opinions of Wisconsin
Cherry
Voices.
Wood.
But this is kind of this is each of us our opinions. What we think is real, what we think is, and that's why we brought the Say Something Real host up in here so she could, give us her opinion too. But go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. So what I think when you're talking about when it comes from males' point of view with some of their disdain for some black women is primarily from some of how they were raised and experiences that they've had and took that trauma and never was able to grow or mature from that trauma that they had. Sometimes you have to sit back and really sit and be with yourself, and whether it's a meditation or going through some type of therapy to try to overcome those mental back and forth battles you have in your brain over why black women this way or why black women do this. Because I see things and I don't agree with everything that I see some black women do, but also I know that's only a small portion or a percentage because I'm around amazing black women all the time. I mean, in this room right now, this is amazing black women that do great things. Nobody's in this room is perfect, male or female, but when you see people from all different walks of life overcoming obstacles and obstacles that we had in our community alone, being professionals in different environments, being all of us have been in a room where we're the only black person in that room and we had to go in there and set the tone. You start to relate to the struggles that the opposite sex have when it comes to figuring out themselves and overcoming some of those challenges you have in relationships and in your professional life. Sometimes some of those kind of blend, but for me it's just being able to really have the mindset to be like, this is a percentage of our group in this country. This is not everybody that's going to act this way if you're feeling like that. And then, understanding that it's black people from all walks of life. Everybody didn't come from the same type of, I came from the hood structure. Some people just don't relate to us and don't really, in within black people, some people don't relate to us because of how they were raised. You may have came from, a Mequon type or a Brookfield type of lifestyle or a Nicolay type
Brian.
of lifestyle. Right. Luckily for me, I was able to be back and forth outside the suburbs and into the city. So I was able to get a view of my friends who struggled and had worse situations than me that went to Glendale or Glendale River Hill School District, and then the ones that were in, great situations that live right across the street from Glen Hill. So you can see their house every day when we outside running a mile, in gym. So you seen the dynamics, and I was able to understand, that and see the hardworking groups. And I think that's what come from me is that everybody won't see the world the same because their struggles are different,
So
male or female.
Go
Can
ahead.
can I jump in for a sec though?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I think we
please.
got to be careful about how we talk about some of this stuff.
exactly.
One thing that just kind of stood out. There were a couple of things, Brian, when you were talking that stood out for me. One thing is, it's people that went to schools in all black neighborhoods, all black high schools, and they have excelled and done amazingly well. So it's not necessarily always about people got to get out of the neighborhood to be able to excel and see other things. And I'm not saying that's what you said,
Yeah.
but just making sure that, we are poignant about the fact that most of the black educators that went on to be like the excellent teachers, they came out of segregated all black environments.
Mhm.
And most of the black middle class came out of segregated environments. And then ultimately with integration, you get to do things, live differently.
Mhm.
But mostly these structures were born out of those systems. And so segregation and those kind of neighborhoods in and of itself was not necessarily something that we have to equate to the struggle.
Right.
But the other thing is that, when we talk about like women and the way certain sisters behave, or, what feels like attitude, and how these, young brothers say they got raised by their mothers, so many black women, well, I shouldn't say it, I don't want to say it like that, but there are some black women that are misguided about what it takes to make a brother a man, because they are the only ones charged with doing that in some cases, whether it's be by choice or by design. And so, you get they talk real rough to these bros, they talk real crazy, real tough, trying to make them be, Teflon strong.
Yeah.
And, because they like, I know what you getting ready to face out here in the world outside my door. I'm not going to be there with you to protect you and guide you and walk you through. So, sometimes people go overboard. They do too much,
Yeah.
and then some people, like, you don't just be born off the hook. You have had an opportunity to learn that from somebody, to see that somewhere, to be exposed to behaviors and attitudes that you then impart to your own children. So that's the other thing, when people talk about these women, like, well, where did it start? It didn't just start with her. It had to start someplace, prior to that too.
Well, we have our second special guest. Go ahead, Mr. Meach, introduce yourself.
Oh, hey, how you guys doing? I appreciate y'all having me on the panel today. And I was listening, and that was you talking about you in the room with a lot of amazing women.
Yeah.
Well, brother, I want you to know you in a room with a lot of amazing men.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know.
So that's where we at today. But where you guys at on your topic? And
So-
how you doing, Michelle?
So
And my man here, I don't know you, big brother. Okay,
Dude,
my man
That's
got
one
you
of the amazing
right.
men right there, Jermaine.
I mean, but
There
I'm
you
just
go.
trying to figure out why, because somebody said they was in the room with amazing women. Do we got to come in right away? It's amazing brothers. Nobody has to take anything from a brother to give a sister a
Well,
compliment.
let me say this to you. The reason why I did that is because that's your MO. It's sort of like you know,
That's my MO.
It's all you
Okay.
you don't give us our well to do. But
Well, let
anyway,
me be clear.
Sure.
I have a black male son,
Okay.
and I have a male grandson,
Okay.
and I have my brothers.
Okay.
Let me be clear, bruh.
Well, let me be clear. I
Healthy
got
hold on,
respect.
hold on. Look.
But
When I wait.
healthy
Let me
respect.
stop this right now.
Respect this
No,
lady.
listen. So
That's
what
we
I
finna
did, what I wanted to do was have a conversation. And Mr. Meach,
Yes, ma'am.
a lot of times you call and you try to express what you were trying to say
Mhm.
or whatever you're trying to say. So I wanted to give you that platform. But what we're going to make sure that we stick to the questions, the points that we are going to make, and whether you agree or disagree, you can say I disagree, but we're not going to throw stuff back at each other, no way, in any shape or form.
Right. I
So
agree.
so just to bring you up to speed, one of the things, like I said, and I think when I called you, I was talking, it first hit me the way I was watching TikToks, and it was so many people, both black men and women, just downing Kamala. And this, like, again, this was not a political thing.
Right.
If they were talking about her issues, like, I don't like anything she stands for, I don't like that she did this at a process, whatever it is, I can take those.
Okay.
But it was mostly about, um, first of all, sexualizing her, like saying, oh, she slept her way to the top, or she did this or did that, or
Well, Ms. Bukovic,
so that's I'm giving you
I
some
got you. I
background
got
on
some
why this
points.
is.
Right,
So
right.
this is kind of what this conversation came about. And
Can we address the issue of her being black? Can we start right there? Because that's the big buzz right now, that she's really not a black American, as far as we are, you know. And if we can start right there, that would be fine. I think that would lead us into
Well,
where you want to go, because I mean,
she's black.
she's black, but she's not the kind of black that you and I are.
But wait. But that is, I'm gonna stop in that sense, is because this is one of the things that we have an issue with.
That's right.
When
Do you become black enough?
no, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
For years, you had a drop of blood, you were black, and most of the time, they're black. And no matter what, I have a biracial daughter. She is, half Croatian, half African American. I personally said, Jada, here's the thing: you might be light skinned, you might have what they quote unquote call good hair, but when they start throwing the N word, they gonna call you one too. And that's kind of why I said that to her, is that don't think that you, just because you have white features, you are not black. And I think even biracial people know that they are black. They might want to be called biracial
Others and stuff,
because they're trying to, like, and with Jada, she will say, I'm black, but I'm also Croatian, giving, props to her dad's heritage, but knowing that she is a black woman. So I don't think we don't have to discuss, she has been black and she said she is black, or black and Indian for years, even when she
well,
ran.
let me say this.
So I'll let you go.
I'm sure Michelle got something to say about this. When I make that statement, I mean that this particular Kamala Harris doesn't have the sweat and blood and even death equity in this country that you and I have. See, your daughter that you're talking about, your daughter has, through her ancestral lineage, has real equity in this country. And if we got somebody, if we're gonna run somebody, let's run a black person with some real equity in this country.
But
she doesn't have. Barack Obama didn't even have equity in this country.
We're talking about. So I'm
okay. Now we can go past that now.
No, I'm just saying we're not talking about politics. We're talking about how we perceive black women. That's how it started.
Okay.
Michelle, do you have something to say?
Well, I think, first of all, we just need to clear up a couple of things. Barack Obama was raised in the United States of America. He was not raised in Kenya, where his dad is from. He was raised in this country. So when people, make a comment like Barack Obama didn't have sweat equity, whatever that's supposed to imply, his mother is an American citizen and his father was Kenyan, and he was raised in this country. Period. Full stop.
No, it's not full stop.
It is full stop. Equity. And when we talk about Kamala Harris,
tell the people for real.
And when we talk about a Kamala Harris, I am sure that we can line up any number of Jamaicans. David Bowen comes from a former state representative. David Bowen, current Milwaukee alderman or alderwoman, Charlene Moore, all are of Jamaican descent. I'm sure that if any of these people were to be in this room, number one, you're not going to know they Jamaican. Okay. They're going to just be black. When you see them, they just going to be black people. But number two, if you understand the transatlantic slave trade, if you understand how we got to these respective regions of the world, we all have some degree of death, loss, enslavement, entrenchment in the systems that have oppressed people. So whether or not I was in Jamaica and experiencing a degree of racism or oppression, or if I'm in the United States and experiencing that, I don't care where you go in the world, There will be Black people that will be able to identify across those lines. So to try to pick up this narrative that white conservatives are pushing, and it's
No, it's
sad
not
to
about
see
white conservatives.
Black people
It's not about
adopting
that.
this
It's about me
this notion that somehow
I'm
this
not gonna
sister
let you
is not
shame me.
Black.
Hold on,
Because
hold on.
again, let's not confuse it. No one
I'll
said
give you
that
a
she
minute.
said she was African American. She said she was Black. And you can be Black and be from Croatia. You can be Black and be from Germany. You can be Black and be, so it's the global, so it's the global majority, okay? But who was her father? That's one grandfather.
Therefore,
Who
she
was
had
her
no-
father?
Hold on.
Who was her paternal relative?
Mr. Harris.
Who was her
Mr.
paternal relative?
Mr. Harris, I guess.
So I'm just saying, you know, like we're not gonna do that.
We're not
I'm
doing
not
what?
going to allow people to divide us as Black people
No,
in
we're
the
not.
diaspora.
You're doing it.
Because some
You're
white people in
dividing us.
America want to try to
No, see,
define
you going
who
back
we
to white
should be.
people. Why you going back to
Because
white
that's
folks?
what's happening.
Hold
No,
on.
we're not going.
Let's
we're
take
not,
that's what's
a
happening.
break,
no,
and
white
we're gonna
people. Okay, thank you.
we're gonna take a
White
break
people
and
ain't
take a
dividing
call.
us.
You know, as you
Hold
know,
on.
ooh, I almost said something crazy.
Go
Let's,
ahead, say what you got to say. You
Mm.
got some allies finna get on the phone.
No, it's not about allies.
It's not. You know
But
what?
it's, I mean, because
I'm really.
because
Hold
this-
on. Hold on. I'm really like.
think
I
it's-
thought this was going to be able to be a conversation back and forth. I'm really
It's
regretting
beautiful.
this.
It's beautiful.
I'm really regretting this right now. But
Are you really?
can
Well, then this is what
can I get the caller? Let's see what the caller has to say, and let's take a breath. Caller, go ahead.
Good morning. I just like to express that sometimes mutual respect is mutual respect. I respect anybody where they stand at. But this morning, sometimes we have to find a place to stand down when women are talking. When somebody when somebody else is talking, you show protocol. You have to genuinely get to a place. But the other part is, I believe, and with all due respect and from the bottom of my heart, that I know when I go to the poll, that somebody that I know will do a good job. Because of all the stuff that they had to go through, because that woman, the woman, and I don't mean THAT, I mean the woman, had to dot her I's, cross her T's, make sure that she knew what she was talking about when she got her BA, when she got her master's degree, when she became an attorney. And if she didn't have all, and because of where she came from and who her parents and what her ethnicity was, she had to work twice as hard. I don't care what college she went to. Understand that goes for everybody that has gone to the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee and any other college in the United States or abroad. Black women, and that was a Black woman that went over there to Howard and got her degree, but she still had to dot her I's and cross her T's because she was Black and she knew it. And this is what I got to do, and this is the way my life is going to go. And I don't care who she married to or whatever else she's doing. She has showed who she was along the lines because she has done the work. People need to get it in their head again. Show some respect and regard for other people. And I'm talking to anybody that's sitting there, and everybody know that.
Okay.
So you all have a good day.
Wait.
And I thank you so much,
ma'am,
for letting me speak. Yes, ma'am.
I think one of the panelists had a question. Go ahead, Mr. Meach.
Caller, you said something absolutely correct. You said a person will show you who they are and what they did and all of the great accomplishments that she's accomplished. And I'm going to just say, Mrs. Kamala Harris, if that's okay. I'm going to address it like that. You're definitely right with all the accomplishments and all of the things that she's done. But at the same time, I see other things that she's accomplished and she's done that has hurt us as a Black people, as a Black person. Now, it hasn't been in the millions like Joe Biden did, but she hurt a lot of folk. Okay. And I want to ask you something, caller. Do you think Donald Trump is racist?
I'm not. All right, I'm gonna stop there because this is no.
I know who you
this
are.
is what we finna
but
do.
I'm gonna say it like this: you should
ma'am.
stop talking.
So
when you
we're
have a
keeping
chance.
this. We're not. We
I
were
wanted to ask you
talking
a
about the Blackness and
Yes,
black
ma'am.
people. I'm not
Yes.
necessarily talking about politics here.
Okay, I
So,
Right.
and I
understand. We
keep
we understand about the nonpartisan. I mean, the nonpartisan view that you guys have, and I respect the nonpartisan. But we're here, and basically, what has it has revolved around politics. So, how do you abstract what we're talking about from
so
politics? How do
no,
you
but
do that at this point?
actually this is not what it started. Thank you, caller. What this started out as was how I watched how they portrayed a black woman, and then I went to see other topics, other TikToks that were about the same. So it started out, yes, with watching how people described her, but then it went into why do
I mean, but even to watch how she has been characterized as uneducated. When I talked about it on my show yesterday, I said that there was a third grade gentleman attending a
ugh,
rally from, I think he said Nicaragua, who said that she, lacked the intellectual capacity to be the president of the United States. As he sat there with a third grade education and saying, yes, I know dumb when I see dumb. I don't understand how we get to the point that we have to tear down the work that somebody has done to say that I differ with you politically. And so what we see is frequently that thing that we face as women and as women of color in particular, that our skill sets are always questioned, our mental capacity, intellectual abilities are always questioned. I see it here with women locally, who have had people, no matter that you've attained the highest level of education that you can, and people question whether or not you have the ability to be able to do a job based on mental acumen.
let's take another caller. Caller, go ahead.
Good
Call.
morning,
Good morning.
Dr. Bryant.
Hey, Dr. Ward.
Your little interaction with a certain person whose premise I questioned highly. And I want to settle this thing for the stupid, the dumb, and the stupid. You could determine if a person is black by taking them to a lot of different areas, and the population will tell you whether they're black or white. And that's borne out by light, bright, and everybody white. Black people can be white. Jewish people are hated more, almost as much as black. And all they have to do is change their name and give up their hide their religion, and they'll be white. A lot of biracial people don't want to be black, so they call themselves biracial. Some of them even call themselves white. And
Hmm.
so much for
Well,
that.
Kamala
It,
Harris called herself Indian, Doc, because she didn't want to be black.
listen,
No,
listen,
I'm listening to you.
listen.
I always listen to you, Mama.
Look, what did I just say? Anybody who looks at her will determine what she is. You don't have to tell anybody else what you think she is. You just keep that to yourself and let other people make their own decisions. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you, doctor.
Ward.
We're gonna take a break. Let's this is Be a Voice with Wisconsin
Caller, hold
Voices,
on.
WNOV 860 AM. We'll be right back. Ah, ah. I know, ain't it though?
Yeah, I like that. Every
It,
time
it
I
just
hear
gets
it.
you to bouncing.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
like that. That's a nice hook.
That was Brian and I think Cheese thing. Caller, we got another caller on the line. Let's take the caller. Caller, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good
Thank you
morning.
for taking my call.
Thank
And
you.
assalamu alaikum to you all.
Hey, bro.
Good morning to you, Miss Bryant. I was listening to the go back and forth, and I wanted to say that when it comes to black people in general, there are 16 shades
Mm-hmm.
to our people. 16 shades to our people.
Brother Christopher,
only-
we ain't talking about shades, man. We talking about
Understand.
what we talking about the black man
If
who
you
really
would
is a
allow me-
hybrid.
Hold on, let him finish.
Go ahead, go ahead.
If you would allow me,
Well, you
Go ahead.
Alexa, we got,
Understand.
what, 30 minutes?
yes, sir. I understand. I'm going to be quick. If you're talking about what your distinction may be, or what you might be implying, is that the only thing that I can think of logically is that the mindset. What we have to be concerned about is the mindset of anyone who comes before us as a self-proclaimed leader. And when it comes to Kamala Harris, she's a black woman. I see a black woman. I see the features of a black woman. She graduated from Howard University. She's a Greek, one of the Sora sisters of the Divine Nine. I mean, I'm familiar with these things. So, and I've been around these sisters, Deltas, all of the sisters. I've been around them, and I understand what they appreciate and the struggles that they have endeavored and they have endured to accomplish their goals. I've stood next to them. I've spoken with them. I've dated some of them. So if you're talking about attempting to disqualify Kamala Harris on what is the basis? I don't see a basis other than that she's a
Okay,
woman.
we're gonna
and
turn
you're
your
ma-
mic
you-
back on.
and-
Hold on.
and other than that she's a woman
Yeah,
and she's
let me have
black,
him. Let me have
and
him.
that you may be a misogynistic
Oh,
man.
look at this. Hey,
Thank you for
Christopher.
taking my call.
No, don't
Yes,
hang
sir.
up,
Do you
Christopher.
have a question?
Yeah,
Come
Christopher.
on, brother.
Christopher.
Let's talk.
Let me say this to you, man.
Said
Everything that you said, sounded swell. But I want to say this to you, my man.
swell. You're swell. I am
Hey.
logical.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, let me say this to you. With all your intellect, and we've had this dialogue before. Let me explain
When?
something to you. I am not talking about the skin tone or any of that. I'm talking about a black man, black woman from America. Why they couldn't get a Farrakhan?
Right.
Why they couldn't get a
Well,
me?
you know.
Why they couldn't get a you?
Why
Why?
I couldn't get a brother me?
You know why? You know
I
why?
know what you're
You know
saying,
why?
brother,
Oh no, I'm
about
finna
that.
tell you something.
But
You know why?
can't
You know
discredit
why?
her
I'm gonna let you
with
out.
that.
Look here.
that
No,
argument.
what
Yeah.
he's saying is that
I'm finna
She's
tell you
everything
why.
that you. Okay, go ahead.
She has not paid it forward with regard to her ancestry. I know what he's talking about.
Let me say this
Because
to you.
I am
Well,
a
then, while you
student
having this
of the
discussion with me,
teachings of the
if you know it, you
Most
said it right
Muhammad.
there. You
But
said
he's
it.
saying
I know.
he. But wait,
So
wait,
why?
hold
So
on.
why you having a discussion with me?
So what he's
No,
saying,
you
It is
are
what it
the
is.
one that's being anti-black.
so what I think he's saying
Thank
is
you for taking my call.
Thank
An
you. What
anti-black woman.
I believe he's saying is that he may agree with you on what she has done to pay it forward to black people, but what he's also saying is, but don't disparage her from being black. Maybe she hasn't repaid the way people think she should repay, but she's still black. That's I think that's what he's saying.
She's not the hybrid that we are. Okay. Do you understand?
Hybrid?
Well, let me abstract that from saying that, because that can go somewhere else. Let me say something to you. The black man in America is a trendsetter for the whole round world. Okay. for the whole round
You're
world.
so crazy.
Jamaica is
You're
not.
so crazy.
Hold on, Jamaica.
Oh my God.
You know what?
There's something wrong with you, bruh. You are crazy. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
You don't believe.
You are
now
crazy.
It's going to so no, you
Come
crazy.
on, man.
You crazy.
What are we?
You want me to tell you why you crazy?
First of all, the conversation,
no,
we can move past whether she black in your eyes or not. The conversation was about how women are being treated, in particular, this sister.
This particular
given the accomplishments that she has been able to complete. But yet she's being disparaged.
She sent thousands of hundreds of brothers to
Kamala didn't go find no black man and make him commit a crime and make him go to jail.
You know what
she didn't do that.
No, this is what she
didn't do that.
She operated under the HIDA law.
And just like I said before.
She operated under the HIDA program.
Just like I said before.
Program. And that's why and it still hasn't been repealed. Joe Biden been in there 4 years. He was 8 years with Obama. Never been appealed. And that was a program.
Did Trump appeal it?
Huh? But what Trump did, I'm glad you said that, sweetie. I'm sorry for calling you sweet. Hey, look at, but you just so sweet.
So,
you know what I mean? You just so sweet.
But I hope you're not going to bring up the First Step Act.
No, we can't address that.
No, because I'm going to say even with that act, she was one of the people who brought it through for him to sign.
No. Let me say something to you. They wasn't giving no play on that. Had we not had the House, the Senate, that thing probably wouldn't have went through Congress and did nothing. Let me explain this to you. The First Step Act, not only the First Step Act, okay? I want you to look at that police reform. Remember that we said George Floyd bill didn't come. Donald Trump did an executive order for police reform, addressed 9 things that the Urban League had put down. Okay, he addressed all of them but one. Okay, and that was in the executive order. We don't hear nothing about that, and that's the police reform. That right there, as a matter of fact.
But we're not talking about Donald Trump and his police reform. We're talking about Kamala Harris. We're talking about women.
But Kamala
we're talking
Harris
about
is
the wages. No, because we're not talking about her policies. We're talking about the attacks that have been leveled against her that are outside the realm of policy. Okay. That's the discussion.
Okay.
We're not going down the lane of whose candidate is the stronger candidate. We're talking about the treatment of this woman, this black woman that is outside the realm of politics.
I honestly, Michelle,
that people calling her a jump down and people saying she slept her way to the top. And people,
but that is the conversation that
that's why we were brought today.
Michelle, they have not even, I believe, unleashed what you're gonna get after Kamala Harris. See, she wasn't vetted to run.
I mean, seriously. So we could talk about that, but we could also have a man who has actually been convicted of sexual assault, actually been accused by 19 women who were willing to stand up, show their face, and say this dude sexually assaulted me. So yet.
But we're
gonna put an emphasis on what we believe Kamala Harris might be. But y'all okay? Men can get away with being a convicted rapist. Can be convicted. I mean, accused by 19 women. So we can be okay with that. And then someone who says grab him by the peak. That character doesn't get you knocked out of contention. But a woman who is said to be anything, then we can find all the flaws in the world with her.
No, we're not looking for no flaws.
That's exactly what's happening.
Just a few things I think it's gonna be more than that.
Just like this whole nonsense about whether or not she has a child and if that makes her capable of being a leader.
Well, she don't have a child.
But what does that have to do with being a leader?
As a matter of fact,
a man has never had. There's no president that has ever had a child.
I got more respect.
Let me be clear.
Hold on.
There is no president that has ever had a baby.
I got more respect.
There is no U.S. president that has ever had a baby.
Can I say this?
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard you.
There is no U.S. president that is. So that means that every U.S. president, for the terms of the natural biological state, has been childless.
No, what you mean? Far as a man carrying a baby. Come on.
That's what I just said.
I'm finna do.
Don't nobody worry about the men.
You crazy?
No, see that's
a man can't have no baby.
Okay then.
So what you talking about? You done went crazy.
No, what you
wait. So what she's trying to say? Hold on.
She said, I got it.
No, because the listeners, you have to have a baby to be able physically to be able to care about the world.
Hold on.
Because that's the implication.
No, it's not.
You have to physically have a baby to be able to care about the world. But no man has physically had a baby, but yet he can be in charge of the free world.
You know what? What you tell, see that argument right there takes us into the LGBTQ stuff. When you start talking, you open it up.
But that's not the conversation today.
Then please
so stay on task.
Well, close it.
Stay
no,
on
you just went off.
No, I didn't.
You just talking about a man
because that's a complaint that's been leveled at Kamala. Stay on task, bro.
No. Let me say this to you. When you start talking about men carrying babies, you going into the LGBT.
That's not.
Huh?
No, that's not. Let's go.
It's men running
Let's
around
get
here
back
thinking
on
they can get
point.
pregnant.
Let's
It's
get
men
back
running
on
around here
point.
buying tampons. It's men
So,
running around here doing all kind of crazy.
we're going
sick
to
stuff.
take a break. We're going to take a break. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices, 860 AM WNOV, 106.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Definitely turned up in here today.
Somebody want to know.
Gotta get some popcorn.
All right, we are back. Let's go straight to the phones. Caller, go ahead. Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how y'all doing? I just wanted to catch y'all call before y'all got off the air. Meech still in the building?
Yes, he is.
Hey, what's up, Meech?
Hey, how you doing, big brother? Who is that? Sharon?
Nah, this Mark.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, my man.
Go ahead, Mr.
Hey,
Mark.
I just wanted to let you know. I said it sounded like an ambush on Meech. I said Meech ain't get to finish her point not one time.
But that's okay because I was prepared for this, but I was prepared for a more structural.
Really?
I wanted something structural. I thought
Really?
Michelle was going to bring all her good wits and all her points so I could get
For
out.
real? You
know what I'm
said
talking
Beach
about?
been ambushed.
That's what I really
I've
want.
been listening to this.
You
ain't
need
gonna
to
listen
stop.
the
I
whole
thought
thing.
Michelle was
said,
You
gonna
need to
stuff, man.
stop.
I thought we.
I sat here for a whole 7 minutes and didn't say a word. He had the complete floor and the mic.
Y'all let the callers do it for y'all. You let the
Well,
callers
bruh, I mean, I appreciate your support for your guy, but your man had like 7 minutes of uninterrupted banter
That's
to
not
say
the
whatever
truth.
he wanted
That's
to.
not the truth.
So wait a minute.
That's fake news.
I'm going to
Fake news.
I'm going to say this. I usually let everybody finish their thought. I cannot control who calling. I don't control who calls.
That's what the mute button for.
But no, I don't do that. I have never done that.
Can we mute him? Can we mute him?
No, we're not going to.
I'm gonna go back and listen because I can't listen to the show.
Can we
mute him?
Somebody said that there was a text that came in and said they wanted to question my lineage because I'm on the fair-skinned side, right? But I want to say something.
Pippin ain't easy. I'm on the fair-skinned side, right?
But check this out. My family owns the freedom papers to my great grandmother. Okay, she was sold in Virginia to some white folks in Mississippi. She died in 1942 at a church I don't want to call the name, leaning on my granddaddy's shoulder. My granddaddy was born in 1919. 1899. Sorry about that. 1899. So I want you to understand something. I understand where I come from. Most people don't understand where they come from or don't know. So they go out and they buy these little thingies. And we only have the lineage up to her. We don't know what she was doing. She on her papers, it says she was sold at 13. She don't probably know how old she was. So, but at the same time, that's another discussion. And I got more respect for Mrs. Bukovich than I do for Bukovich. I'm saying
It's a V, bro.
Bukovich. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
If I okay, I got more respect for her than I do for Clara Harris. You know why?
Why?
You know why?
Why?
Because Mrs. Bukovich took her rightful place in a marriage and took the name of her significant other that became her husband.
We on this?
Kamala Harris. This is what Kamala Harris did. No,
because she kept her name that she had built her career around.
It don't make no difference.
She had her name built around her career.
Kamala Harris would not take the name Imhoff, okay, of some Roger Imhoff guy who was busted messing around with a
that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
No,
that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
The man in there doing up the help.
You know what? Really?
He in there doing off the help.
What does that have to do with Kamala Harris?
So therefore,
none of he did all of that before he married.
It don't make no difference. The man in there busting out the help.
You know what?
And guess what? And guess what?
So here's the thing. I wanna clarify.
He had an affair with the teacher.
What I wanted to clarify. Hold on. This is
you need to stop.
When I
just a special level of ignorance.
Me and Mr. Meach, I'm gonna just say me and Mr. Meach have conversations. We have discussions back and forth. Mr. Meach and I. Most of the time I disagree with him, but I respect whatever he says because that's his opinion. I disagree with you a lot, but we talk about that. I say, I don't know where you coming from, but the one thing, you want to know why, and I just want to tell you why I kept I changed my married name, is because I did not want my daughter to be the only Black Vukovich. It had to do with her, not anything else. But there's very few biracial. I think I found one in 25 years that is Black and Croatian, and that is my daughter and one other woman that I went to grade school with. But I did it for her, so I would never have a stigma on her as me being a grade, because that is also, if I go in, they would not assume that I was married to my husband. You assume, but that is the problem. We assume too much about, oh, they're not married or she's a single mom because I chose it. Now, here's the opposite side. If I divorced my husband right now or he passed away, I would never change my last name. Why? Because my brand is Tamika Vukovich now. And if I went back to Gray, and that is what Kamala did. She built her whole brand on Harris. Why lose who you built?
I bet you if she was called if she was called Mohoff or whatever her name is, we would be looking at her entirely different. What's her name? Imhoff. If she was Kamala Imhoff, which her husband's name, she would have a whole different push.
No,
I'm gonna say something. This is a honeymoon period for her. I think her numbers gonna fail in a couple coming weeks. I think this is just a good start, a good push. It's like a football game. You dig? It's down to the wire. When you get to the wire, then we know who's gonna win. So we just having a happy time right now. I want Kamala Harris to lose this race. Anybody wise would go ahead on and vote against her.
We do want the sexual pervert to win the race. We do want the rapist to win. We do want the man who has a horrible credit rating to win. Good. We do want the man who said grab women by the P to win. We do want the man with 19 women accusing him of sexual assault to win. We do want the man who cheats charity so much to the point that the state of New York said that he can never have, I'm sorry, not never, but for the next 10 years, he can never own a charity in his own name. But this is who we want to win. We do want the man to win. We do want the man to win who stole people's money at his fake Trump University and then has ordered to pay $25 million to the people he robbed. That is exactly who we want to win. This amazing pillar of character, that's who we should have win.
Now, can I just close rebuttal this? Listen, but she wants a party to win that has took God out of the platform, that wants children to be their breasts to be mutilated so they can be little boys to be mutilated into
What
little
does that
girls.
have
She
to
wants
do-
that party to win. She wants a party that has refused to close the border to eliminate black men.
Donald Trump had an opportunity to do a bill on immigration, and he told them not to.
He built 600
because he didn't
miles
want
of
Joe
wall.
Biden to get a win.
Hold on, he built 600
He-
and restored 600 miles of walls. That's from here to St. Louis. Hold on. Can I
So
say this?
stop it.
That's what you
So
say.
stop it.
Okay.
Okay, so we're not taking any more callers because we literally have 1 minute, and I'm
Oh,
sorry,
wow.
caller.
This has been great.
We have
I'm
one.
sorry I was late,
Oh,
and
no.
you probably will never have me back because of my tardiness. But hey, you know I'm black.
Why?
I'm black, so
Hey,
I might run late.
But
But let me say this to you.
views. Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I want to say something to you because
You need a
made
mic?
that. Okay, you made that comment about her not respecting her husband's last name.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was married 27 years till death did us part.
Okay.
I took care of him till he passed away, and I kept my own last name because I built my career off of it.
Okay.
So it's not
Well,
just.
Whitney Houston did
And
it.
my
A lot of them
children,
did.
all my children
I
had their
get that
father's
part,
last
man.
name.
You know what?
It's not.
I get all
it's
of
really
that.
not about that.
I get all of that.
Because we're talking about things of women. You done threw out every insult, and that's
I
particularly.
love women. If God made
it
anything
doesn't
more
show.
better than the women
It
for man, he
doesn't
must have kept
show.
it to himself.
It doesn't show.
I love them.
It doesn't show because
What
when
you
it's
mean?
when it's convenient to throw us under the bus, you have did that all day.
So we are gonna go. That would be
Throw it under
the.
bus. If I
Thank
did, I hope
you.
that big tie got him.
So I thank you from all coming in to this went sideways from what I really wanted to discuss. But it is Mr. Meach, I will have you on again because
I
that's
apologize to your audience.
no, it's
for
no
being
apologize.
tardy. No, I'm just
for tardy.
I
Oh,
was
You should
tardy.
apologize for what you were saying. That's what you
No,
should
I
apologize
meant everything
for.
that I said.
Damn, being
That
tardy.
party,
You
we
need to
cannot allow
apologize
to
for that
win.
mess that came
We
out your
cannot
mouth.
allow that
That's
party
what you
to
need
win.
to apologize for. For being a
wanna
whole
mutilate
fool
little
on this
boys.
radio station.
So
That's
we
what you need to apologize for.
So we are Be a Voice.
This year, huh, to me.
We are Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices. 860
SummerSlam,
AM 106.5. This was a really good show.
This was fun. This was fun. I was just sitting here. I asked for a snack. I didn't get a snack.
for WNOV.
We might have to have a part 2 at some
Next time we'll
point.
bring some food.
We will be talking to about the MPS referendum on Friday. Thank you for being with Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices. Thank
Happy
you.
Tuesday, y'all.
Bye.
Much love.
WNOV 860 and W29.